Hello, everyone. Welcome to World of Women podcast by Zita's Healthy Beginnings. Today is April the 25th, and
Zita, can you send me as co-host?
yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, making Emily a co-host here. It's been a while, 3 weeks. It feels like 10 years that I've been away from our podcast. And I am so thankful for our audience who have reached out to me and sympathize with me. I lost my mom some time back and then went 3 weeks ago to Africa to do her funeral. So that was done on April 14th. And just came back a couple of days ago, still struggling with the jet lag. And those of us that travel understand what I mean by jet lag, and that is the time frame, the plane trip, all of that have an impact on all of us. Each time anyone travels, you go home to your regular routine. It takes a while. It just does not kick in immediately. So you got to be gentle with yourself. And that's what I'm doing, taking it one day at a time. Coupled with the situation I'm in of mourning the death of my mom. We're thankful, no matter how old a mother is, she's still a mother. But we are thankful that my mom spent 93 years on earth with us. And we're thankful. We still miss her. We love her. But we believe that she is at a better place right now. And that's our consolation. So thanks to all of you who have reached out to us with your sympathy, condolences. We really appreciate it. So this evening, I have the pleasure of having this whole podcast to myself and to Emily. We don't have a guest tonight, and it might be a little bit of a shorter production podcast because we don't have, like I said, we don't have a presenter, guest tonight. But I want to use the opportunity to talk to us about Zita's Healthy Beginnings. I went home and I felt really a bit accomplished with what Zita's Healthy Beginnings is doing in my home country, Nigeria. And also what we're doing here in the United States, pretty much education, advocacy, collaboration with other organizations that really have that passion to take care of women and children and to promote their health and promote health services, that agencies that actually support women and children. And we're thankful for what they're doing here in the United States. We're also happy with the improvement we have made in Nigeria right now. We know the need is great. We are still open to sponsors. We are still collaborating with new organizations out there who want to collaborate with us to construct a maternity hospital, to do education, to do training for community healthcare workers, doulas, both here and in Africa. Getting people to really support women at all levels. One can get involved in any capacity. I have always emphasized that training a woman is actually training a nation, because when you educate a woman, you support a woman, that woman lives in a family and she has the capability of pulling that family together of developing that family, bringing life, bringing love, making sure that everybody's taken care of. And that is the natural gift of women. And all we need to do is recognize that, support women, give them the respect, the recognition they need to do all they have been created to do. As research and evidence has proved that for one to recognize or measure the health of any nation, you just have to look at the health of the women and children in that nation. And when we look at the health of the women and children here in the United States, it's not really something to write home about. It's not really thrilling. And same the story is in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, where we have a high mortality rate for women and children. And we know that they are preventable. Most of these cases, honestly, they are preventable. So meaning that if a woman is being taken care of, even before she gets pregnant or even before she gets married, thinking about having her own family, if that woman is taken care of through education, through support, through nurturing, she learns how to take care of her body. She learns how to get herself ready for a family. And when she gets married and gets have her own babies, she knows how to take care of them and take care of herself. And this is what is really lacking, is that a lot of young women these days do not get the opportunity to be educated, to be supported. A lot of them are single moms. Some of them are really babies, having babies. You find a teenager having babies, and she has not even grown to take care of her own self, not to talk of taking care of a baby. And what happens? You end up with all kinds of complications, even starting from pregnancy. They don't really eat well. They don't know what even it means to have a nourishment that supports their own system that will help them carry the baby. So we end up having all these situations that lead to mortality. And that is the problem we're facing here in the United States and elsewhere in the world. Unfortunately, our headline news, they do not really carry this information. They don't. Whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know. But what I do know is this is a problem. This is a concern that we cannot keep looking away from. We have to face it head on. We have to find out, ask ourselves individually as well as collectively, what can we do? How can we support our women, our young girls? How do we support them individually and as a group? You know, in families these days, you hardly see a family that even stays together, eating together or talking to one another in a very, positive manner. We are all busy chasing one thing or the other. Many of us have more than two jobs. And if one is spending all those hours at work, what time do they have for themselves to sleep, to rest? Not to talk of paying attention to what is going on in their environment, or even talking about finding out how their kids are doing. These are all the challenges we face this day and age. And we know that they really have a ripple effect. The effect we are seeing today, which is very negative, is that a lot of young people, especially girls, are left unassisted. And what happens, they end up with this kind of pregnancy that we're not even planned, that we're not even supported. And some of them end up like what I've just said earlier, not getting the medical attention that they need when they are pregnant. And then during childbirth, some of them don't even make it. And those that do, majority end up with cesarean section. And then, of course, there are complications with that, both for the mother and for the baby. So when we look at all of that, we know that we're really not playing our own roles, as healthcare providers. We're lacking in so many ways. I know that there's a whole lot of short staff in so many healthcare settings today. But what is also important is that we support these women we're talking about, get them to be more interested in even pursuing healthcare professions, nursing, midwifery, medical, get them to recognize the need for them to get educated and get a certificate that provides them with the opportunity to get a job or to start their own business that will provide income that supports them and supports their own family. So this evening, I know that, it's something that people may be saying, we hear this all the time. But yes, we sing it like a sing song just because we are still struggling with it. It's still a need. It's still a problem. We haven't really totally taken care of this situation. And until we do, we're not going to stop talking. So bear with me, bear with us. This is really so dear to my heart. And I know why I do what I do. Because if not for my own mom, who took her own time to take care of me, I wouldn't have been here today talking to you about that. And it was through that inspiration I gathered from her that is helping me to talk about the health of mothers and babies. It is very critical in the 21st century. And I know some people are doing their own best in their little ways to support women and children. We need this in a larger scale. We need this. We need every single person to be talking about how we can actually support women and children and have a healthy nation. Because without that, all we're doing is really in vain. If one is not really healthy enough to take care of themselves, healthy enough to take care of family, healthy enough to be a reasonable citizen, it is really hard. The impact will be felt all the way from that family up to the federal level, and that will impact our whole global community. So the question is, what will you do? How will you help? Please reach out to us, Zita's Healthy Beginnings. Go to our website, see what we've been doing already. We are doing podcasts. We have a farm in Nigeria. We have a piece of land that, please God, will be erecting a maternity hospital in Nigeria. We are also negotiating here in the United States to see where we can get a space to train doulas. You all know the importance of doulas. They help women, they accompany women when they are pregnant, during childbirth, and even after childbirth. What they do is a very critical service that they render to this population. They help women and follow them even to their doctor's offices. And they do that just to ensure that a woman secures the healthcare services that she needs when she's pregnant, so that during childbirth, it will be easier, so she also can understand what she needs to do after she has a baby. We always talk about feeding, even our own feeding as adults, But the most important feeding that we all want to be acquainted with is the feeding that happens as soon as a child is born. And that is considering giving that baby for the first 6 months of their life breast milk. Breast milk can be through chest feeding, breastfeeding. In situation, and I know that every baby deserves to be breastfed, unless in situations that mom is not in that right frame of mind due to physical impediments or mental, or that the baby is not really in the same, frame of mind and physical body to receive. There are other ways that can be done. Mom can really express breast milk and baby will be fed with the milk with spoon, or depending on the status of the baby, baby can receive breast milk or from, through other ways. What is important is to make sure that after a baby is born, that there is that skin to skin contact, that the mother is holding her baby. If everything is fine, and in most cases they are, only few cases that you have a mother having issues that will really separate her from her baby for a little while after birth. And then you go back, make sure that that is done within the first 24 hours of birth, because what happens is that bond, really, the sooner, the better. The more the baby feels connected, the better she establishes that harmony with mom and able to latch. When we delay latching, it really bothers the woman and as well as the baby. And it might really delay the process of breastfeeding, even after the woman is discharged. So we encourage skin to skin. We encourage healthcare providers to start early when the mother starts coming to the clinic to seek for antenatal prenatal care. You want to find out how prepared is she. Is she going to breastfeed, which we encourage 100%. For the woman. And remember, breastfeeding is not something we think that you can bring a baby and snap the baby on the breast and that works. It does not work for most women. So that's why it's important. As soon as the woman gets pregnant and starts looking for, seeking prenatal care, we start as early as that time to prepare her, to assist her, to start to engage herself with that whole process. It is a process. So the 9 months that she will be waiting to have this baby provides her with an ample opportunity to learn, even using it with a phantom or whatever, dolls, whatever we use to help the woman practice. Now, practicing is good, but it is equally different. As soon as the baby comes, the story changes. Help the woman to understand that yes, you're learning this right now, but it is different when the actual baby comes. When your baby comes, you still need help. You still need support. But we are here to help you. Women need to be reassured that we are here to support them. Everybody needs support. So it starts with her knowing that she's being supported through her family, the community, and even healthcare services, community are there to support her. And as I said, 6 months, some people see that as too long, especially here in the United States, because of all of the engagements women have to do all the juggling, including going back to work. Unfortunately, most of the women that I have, my moms, go back to work as early as 3 weeks after birth. And that is really not right. Yes, I'm glad to hear that that whole thing is changing right now. But we know that a woman needs at least 12 weeks after she has a baby to recuperate, to allow all the hormones that were really kind of displaced somehow while she was pregnant, to get the chance to go back and start functioning like normal, allow her uterus to go back to the normal shape, allow her to regain that energy, to get the nutrients and get the regular sleep that she was deprived of. In fact, during childbirth, she also gets deprived of sleep just because of the adjustment and readjustment that happens after the baby comes. So a woman needs that time to recuperate, to get that wonderful bond that really sustains her and the baby for the rest of the baby's life. It's unfortunate that due to the way things are in this country, women are no longer getting that luxury to take care of their babies like they should. And that is really impacting both the women and the babies. And guess what? That spills through too. So it's impacting our communities. It's impacting the global community. That you find out that a lot of women are getting into a whole lot of issues, medical situations that they shouldn't ordinarily get into, but because they're not getting the necessary rest and attention that they needed after they have their babies. So they end up having these other issues. And then that gets compounded with having a baby and having the demands that comes, with having a new baby. So what I'm doing, Zita's Healthy Beginnings, we're doing is to bring that awareness, to continue to provide education, to continue to provide advocacy, to talk to the power that they're right, for them to understand the critical need for women to really get the time, get the energy, get everything that they need, they require to really be part of, to play their own role as women. Because unless a mother plays the good role of motherhood, she would not be in the right frame of mind to take care of herself as well as her baby. So I am really appealing to all of us out there to spread the news. Educate everyone, educate our guys, educate our brothers and sisters out there to provide help, support to women. Because guess what? If we're doing that, we're indirectly helping our nation, helping our families, helping our communities. So I'm gonna really open this conversation up now to see who has any contribution, any comments or questions about how we can support women during their journey, pregnancy, childbirth, and after childbirth. Hi, Hannah. I see Hannah is joining us now. How are you? You're muted.
I couldn't get all my emails. I couldn't get all my emails, and I'm down in Florida.
Oh yeah, you're still in Florida. Okay.
I'll be up soon.
Okay. Okay, great. Good. Are you enjoying the good weather?
It's raining. It's okay.
Oh, really? It's raining here too, but it's cold.
It'll get better. It'll get better.
Yes, it will. It will. Yeah, yeah. So I was just reiterating, the mission and the vision of Zita's Healthy Beginnings, what our goals are of, reducing the maternal and infant mortality rate, both here in the United States and elsewhere in the world, particularly in Nigeria right now. And, I was emphasizing the need for all of us to support young women, to support families, to support communities, and also to recognize that whatever we are doing for women, we are indirectly building our nation. Because without that, we cannot really accomplish our healthcare goals.
Right.
So I'm leaving it out open to anyone that wants to make any comments, to please do.
Hi Zita, I'm just going to
Hi.
ask. Now, I'm down in Florida and there are a lot of elderly people down here.
Mhm.
People in wheelchairs and walkers and canes and all situations, which I see all the time. Now, one of my, it's a family member of mine. Her name is Roz. Her husband has been bedridden for 3 to 4 years. And she has AIDS, but she's still there watching over him to make sure everything is good. Now, she is wanting to put him into a foster care home. The VA has such homes. And she's having difficulty because they don't always take people who are bedridden, and it's just very, very frustrating. So, you talk about women. I mean, we have to help women, young women, and even, elderly women who are
Right.
facing these challenges. So,
Wow,
and
it's
she,
sad. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that it's sad that they won't take care of him. That's actually when he needs the care.
Right. Well, these VA, it's called a VA foster home. They have a few people and they have someone that owns the home, either a single person or a couple, and they take these people in. However, it sounds to me like it's necessary to be more mobile. And, he's not mobile, maybe years ago, but now he's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So I'm there helping her because her family is up in New York.
That's really a good thing that you're doing, because when one is what we classify in medical terms as total care, it becomes a huge issue, and a lot of places won't take them. It will be just going to the pure nursing home, which is not really easy. A lot of places are filled up already.
Yeah.
And it becomes hard for a family member, to take care of them. And I don't really know the answers to that, but I think our government needs to really rethink, because this is really, it's not going to get better,
No.
because the aging process, nobody's going to stop it, so, or even people getting sick. What is important is to recognize that, like I say, creating that awareness and us getting ready, getting ourselves ready physically, mentally, to say, how are we going to take care of our own? Because aging is normal, it's natural. Question is, how are you going to get ready when it's time for one to, go through that process? What is the medical field putting into place for people of that nature, so they can really live the rest of their lives in a very comfortable environment, because we all deserve that.
Right.
That is very important. So I'm really, it's a concern to me that people are going through that when they really should be receiving the best care.
Right.
That's
Right.
when they're struggling. So that is
Right.
really,
And, her husband is a veteran, World War II veteran. So
yeah.
but I hate to say it, the veterans don't take care of their people. It's all about the money.
Yeah, unfortunately. And that's why Brian, you've heard about Brian and his organization, Project Die Hard, that has the podcast every Monday at 6:30 Central and 7:30 Eastern. We talk about, veterans. These are people who have really given their own life. They gave their best, to ensure that the rest of us are secured, that we enjoy the freedom, the liberty, the security in the country. And then when they are in need, unfortunately, they don't get the hope, they don't get the support that they really so deserve. And that really breaks my heart to hear, that people that have given so much are not really, getting the attention that they need during their time of need. So it's really sad.
Yeah, it's very, very sad. And, so I'm helping her. I'm looking for homes for him from the VA because, he needs a lot of attention, which he's getting now, but it's costly.
Yes.
So, and the VA charges also. If you go into one of these homes, they charge. They do charge, I think I heard $2,000 to $4,000 a month.
Wow. And who pays that? Who pays that then?
Yes.
Is that a family? The family pays that?
Well, he has to pay that. And then, right now he's at home and he's getting care from private agencies and the VA. But they don't always are trained to handle someone like him. So it's sad.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and then the wife is going above and beyond, and she might be doing too much to the point that she might, not be able to continue doing that, and that might affect her own health as well.
Yeah,
and that is not good. Yeah.
No. And the assisted living facilities, I don't know about New York, but very expensive down here in Florida. The independent living, assisted living.
Right.
It's just unbelievable. So I'm doing what I can for her, and hopefully things will work out, or she might just have to keep him in the way it is now in the house, and he has AIDS, and so we'll have to take it one day at a time.
Yeah. I'll keep them in my prayers, because that's really a tough decision, a tough situation for someone to be in, and struggling day by day, not knowing, what's gonna happen. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that our system is like that. And that's why people like Brian, who is really into supporting Project Die Hard, ensuring that all these our veterans get the attention they need, even up to staying in that environment for 1 year, trying to get both physical, the whole thing of, total care. It's a holistic approach. It's what is really going to support a lot of veterans everywhere, especially in the United States, where we think or feel that there's a provision, for veterans when they retire or when they need, like this situation you have just described. But unfortunately, that's not, it's not playing out as expected. So I'm just hoping and praying that those in charge and those who are running nonprofit organizations that benefit our veterans would continue to support them. The need is great. The need is great. That is for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you. I'm glad I could share this, and hopefully we could help our vets. I mean, Harry is 94.
Oh,
God
wow.
bless. He served in World War II.
I know. Wow.
And his wife is 90. So it's
Oh my goodness. Jeez. God bless them. Oh, wow. Wow. So Emily, what do you have to add to this conversation?
Hannah, you're in those two are in my first two. Hopefully something gets worked out sooner rather than later. So yeah.
Thank you.
Similar situations where you are, Emily?
I'm sure there probably are situations. I'm not thinking of any or know of any at the moment, but or at least to that end.
No,
But-
it's really a concern. Yeah, it's a concern.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
it just came to my mind, Howard, I think his last name is Woprin, and he's involved with the Happy Neighborhood Project. Is it Harold? Yeah. I remember he was going to have a podcast on about the, I don't know if it, Howard Wolpard, I think. I don't know if that ever materialized.
So he was going to have a podcast regarding veterans?
Veterans, I remember this. This was, oh my God, maybe last year he was talking about it. And he wanted to have a podcast, and I gave him some information. So I don't know if that has ever materialized.
I think I may know who you're talking about, but I can look into it and see.
I don't know, but yeah.
I think it's only Brian that I know that is doing something, in that area, as well as doing a podcast. It would really be great if more people are talking about this, because honestly, the only way we can tackle some of these issues is like we are constantly bringing it to the, surface, let people be aware of it. And
Right.
Because if you're not talking about it, people just simply forget about it, And this is a priority. We just cannot sweep it under the blanket and think that everything is, everything is okay, because it is not. It is not. Yeah.
No, and then these veterans end up in a nursing home. They end up in the nursing home, and I'm not sure. I hope they're getting good care in the nursing home.
Yeah, I hope so too, because my experience of nursing home is that really the care providers there are overwhelmed with, total care. They work short most of the time, unfortunately, and you don't really guarantee that 100% care, because the acuity is pretty high. And I mean,
Right.
people can do so much, in 24 hours or 8 hours or 12 hours. And these people also have, some of them are still taking care of some sick members in their homes. So, I mean, people are so overwhelmed, I don't know what the answers are, but this is the reality we are all dealing with, so.
Right. And, a lot of these healthcare people, they have other jobs. They have second jobs.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. trying to make both ends meet. And I mean, there's so much one person can do when it comes to healthcare. It's really a huge issue that we all need to put our heads together to come up with some solution,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And look, our government, I'm not even going to go into that, but yeah, I mean, we need to provide more care for our seniors, for our senior citizens. I mean, but anyway, all we could do is connect with each other and try to support each other. I'm a Rotarian, so, we have different programs and we send money to Africa and Nigeria. So, we have Shelter Box. So we are doing these things, but, you can't do it alone.
No, nobody does it alone. That's why we talk about collaboration. We need to collaborate with other agencies, whether they're local or international, because nobody can do it alone. And when we have more hands dealing with issues, it makes it lighter, and people and success comes easier. But when it's one person, it can be very difficult and overwhelming sometimes. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on and joining us too.
Yeah,
I'm glad
yes.
able to. I'm so happy I got in because I'm not getting all my emails. I don't know. I have to probably delete more of them. I'm getting a lot of emails. So I'm just so happy that I could attend tonight.
I know, I'm glad. I'm glad you joined us. Yeah, I'm glad you joined us. So, always we are thankful and grateful to this network that is giving us the opportunity to broadcast and share with our audience and invite friends to, listen to what we have to offer. Check us out on our website. Check us out on LinkedIn, World of Women Podcast. We're everywhere. We're asking people to collaborate with us. That is the only way we can make any impact. We just said that. Nobody can do this on their own. It's not possible. If we are collectively pursuing a cause, it makes it easier to accomplish. So we are asking our friends to join, become our partners with Zita's Healthy Beginnings, Global Sisters of Mary, which is our ministry, and also World of Women Podcast. Please reach out to us through Emily, Cart, me. I have my email address out there. I have my phone number. If you have any questions, concerns, please reach out to us. We are here to answer your questions. We are here to collaborate with you, to listen to your needs and find collective ways of meeting those needs. We are our brothers and sisters keeper, and together we thrive. Nobody does that on their own. So thank you. World of Women Podcast is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we invite you to join us. Be our, if you have the zeal, you have the gift to be a guest, please, you're welcome. Contact us. We are looking for guest speakers to come and share their life experience with us on this podcast. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, Hannah. Give our love to your friend. And thank you so much, Emily. Until next week, stay safe and stay warm.
Yes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.